Liberation greetings to all and sundry. My people of the southern Cameroons, my people of Ambazonia. I come today, this Saturday, December 11, very early in the morning, because I like us to begin to, come to terms with some very interesting thing that is happening on the international scene regarding our noisy neighbor, La République du Cameroun. My people, the world is finally coming to that very important conclusion that La République du Cameroun is a rogue state. I know some people ask, but how do you mean? My people, you just need to go on Twitter, look at the tweets, read the words in between the lines, and you will understand that the international community had long stopped taking La République du Cameroun for their words. La République du Cameroun has proven beyond reasonable doubts that lies telling and manipulations is a way of life. Values like upholding of truth and fact that are held sacred in countries around the world, in La République du Cameroun, are thrown to the dogs. Listen, the press release issued by Atonfak Cyril this Friday, December 10, has more than ever before confirmed what the entire world has long come to believe about La République du Cameroun. Because this time, not only was it so flagrant, but for once, the people decided to come out of their shelves and to speak it out as it is and to call it by the name it should be called. Now, listen, December 10 is generally commemorated as the International Human Rights Day. Recall that it is Nelson Mandela of blessed memory who said to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. I'm using this occasion to draw the attention of those Southern Cameroonians, those Ambazonians, who still keep thinking that they are privileged slaves and that they can be considered otherwise, and that they can help La République du Cameroun and Macron's France to deny us our inalienable right to self-determination, that they have simply gone megalomaniac. They have simply gone megalomaniac. They just don't understand a thing. Listen, whether La République du Cameroun or those among us who continue to enable them, like it or not, Ambazonia will be independent. You all recall when Honorable Tibor Nagy, you say I always quote him, because of course he has been saying it as it is lately. He said the policy La République du Cameroun is espousing currently in the southern Cameroons, supported by France, the scorched earth policy, will hasten the coming into being of Ambazonia. You definitely understand why I'm saying this. I know that if you are watching me from Bamenda, you are definitely still choked with anger, and that the frustration has even grown one more pace because of this press release, this very provocative press release from Atonfak. Let's take a quick look at it. I don't want to read it because it annoys me as I go from sentence or from line to line. Listen, if you have never understood that you are an object as Southern Cameroonians, as Ambazonians, in the eyes of La République du Cameroun This communique is one piece of evidence too many. A responsible system would even have pretended like they did at one point after all what happened in Mancon at mile 8 and came out and said there were some thugs who went on the rampage and, behaved ultra-virus, and as such, they were going to be called to book. Even that kind of camouflage would have made more sense now. Although it would still have been annoying, but it would have made more sense now than this outright bunch of lies. According to Atongfak, those young boys, those teenagers who were learning metal works in a workshop and who got rounded up just like that and ended were Amber boys. That is what Atongfak wants us to believe. My people, that even that poor woman who came and stood and was begging the thugs to spare her shop or just let her take her medication, that she's a fool, she's a liar, that she didn't see the thugs. She wasn't interacting with the thugs. She was interacting with some fire that just came from some building where things were stockpiled, and that fire therefore was moving from building to building and negotiating with those who were willing to negotiate and collecting money from those who were willing to give money and sparing their houses and skipping to the next one to burn. Really? Really, Atongfak? Really? My people, when I say it, that in the eyes of La République du Cameroun, we are objects, nobody believes me. Now, ask yourself this question. Where is Fon S.A.N. Anguafo? Do you want me to stand someday and call him His Royal Majesty? This thing is happening in Mancon. In Mancon, for crying out loud. This man calls himself First National Vice President of the CPDM. Have we heard from him? Have we seen him even just go out to try to talk to his people and, try to share with them in their misery? Because at least misery likes company. No. Hell no. But let something happen to you, they'll say, oh, royalty has been desecrated. With effect from this day, I will never call Anguafo fun. No, for nothing in the world. Because that one no longer deserves that kind of respect. Will he say he has subjects? That they are his people? His people? When he cannot stand for and with them? When they are in this kind of situation? I remember interviewing him once and asking him when last he was able to talk to his national president, Mr. Paul Biya, directly. The answer was ridiculous. Yet, they accept to do the window dressing for the world to say we are integrated. We are one people. La République du Cameroun, by this communique, has confirmed to the entire world that they are a delinquent state, that they are a rogue state. Now, nobody can take their word to the bank. Of course, we have seen this in all sectors. You definitely even heard that Mr. Paul Biya's own guards in Vomeka, in his palace, were living in a ghetto, right in his palace. Of course, you saw the pictures. I don't intend to bring them here. You definitely have seen them. Rimingono has shown pictures of places where President Shaka lives in Paul Biya's palace. If he can't take care of even the place where he lives, you expect him to take care of you. The dirt in their hearts and minds concerning us is visible here. I'm sure this release by Atongfak should have shocked even Padi Asanga. who went on trying to justify why the Turks should have done what they did. Because he was on Equinox, justifying, yes, they are right to do so because the people are not cooperating with them, the people are not doing this and that. They did, but Atomfact says, no, it's not even them. I'm sure even Padi Asanga stood somewhere and let the devil's tear drop from his face. I also heard Dr. Ngwanyam say it was an expression of the anger that was stoked in those talks that caused them to do what they did. I think he too should be scratching his head. So within this our CPDM like this, we have gone this far. It was so flagrant that they couldn't tell. But having presented to you a Atomfact's communique, let's listen to Pastor Ernest Chefo, who interacted with this so-called fire that was created by itself because of an exchange. And this fire was moving from place to place and negotiating with people what to do next. Just listen.
Among the many houses that were set ablaze in the night of December 8, 2021, is the house of one of the Cameroon Baptist Convention pastors, Chefo Ernest, of Grace Baptist Church, Mbengwe Road. According to Pastor Chefo Ernest, he was divinely spared from dying by the gun as he struggled to rescue his son, who was already in the hands of the military at the verge of receiving a bullet in his head.
One of my sons was sitting on this chair. So as I lied there, he was sitting. And then I was talking with the AD and trying to narrate what is happening, but with a low tune. Yes, the AD was on the way going, so I was narrating now. And then I heard how these boys have taken a child outside here. I don't know that the boy that was sitting with me on this chair is the one that is outside. So he had left the chair here, and when I opened the door, I went outside to take his bicycle. So as he has gone out now to take his bicycle around 7 o'clock, that is when now they caught him. He's about 17 years old, he has this type of head like that. So they caught him and that is amber. As they caught him now, they were hitting him. Then I got up here now, the two girls that are here, asked them that, who is there? They say it's Republique. I said, somebody that is sitting here, what is he doing out? They say he has gone out to take the bicycle. So as they break the gun now to shoot him, I opened the window and I shouted, that I'm pastor is my son. They say, okay, if it is your son, you come out now. As I opened the door, that's how they shot that bullet. They bent down like that. The bullet now passed. And then I say, hey, I cried again in French. Say, mon fils, vous tirez pourquoi? They say, sortez, on va vous brûler là-bas. C'est l'amba. Vous avez envoyé des venus m'espionner. And then now his leg was already on the child's head with the gun. I wanted now to lock the door back. They say, if you lock it, they'll burn you people inside. As now, that's when they shot the second one. As I opened now the third one, they shot. Now I fell down on his feet. The one that was already there. We there now like that. I say it's my son now. They draw me. That's when they started hitting my leg with the gun. Oh. Yes, he draw me now up where the son is, and then I slept on top of my son. The one that was there say, c'est ton fils. I say yes. He said, vous êtes Amber. I said no, I'm a pastor. He said, which one you pastor the Amber? Yeah. So now he hit me with the gun. Then the other one to shoot. The other one said no, but he's speaking very clean French.
Among the many houses that were set ablaze in the night of December 8.
You heard Pastor Chefo Ernest. I don't want to analyze what he has said because a good lot of us have watched this over and over. But there is one thing he said at the end that a lot of people might not have taken note. He says one of the talks told the other ones that, but listen to him. He's speaking very good French, clean French. Spare him. Spare them. Listen. He is speaking very good French. Spare him. Did someone hear this? That Pastor Chefo, who was already being tagged Amber with his son, they were already threatening to take him out. But he spoke French. He was saved because he spoke French. His son was saved because he spoke in French. And they said, he is speaking very clean French. Spare him. What does this tell you? That even when they are in this madness, they are selective with respect to the citizens of La République du Cameroun on our land. And that they are doing this to us because we are Southern Cameroonians. That you, who is thinking that you are their brother, you are not their brother, you are not their sister, you will never be. Do you know the definition of a genocide? This is the textbook definition of genocide. When the British MP called it that way, called it as it is, some people say she went too far. My brothers and sisters of the Southern Cameroons, whenever you listen, pay attention to the details, because the message is always concealed in the details, never in the flamboyant parts of the discourse. Of course, Pastor Chefo completely rubbishes the communique by a tongue fact. Completely. You notice that even after they said spare him, he speaks French, you see the ruins in which his pastor is sitting in his house. Some in the church have come out and have been speaking with water in their mouths, speaking on both sides of their mouths, thinking that they can play the middle ground with an oppressor. But you see, they don't spare even you. Even you will not be spared. My people, freedom is sweet. Freedom is very important. That is why nobody will ever give it to you on a platter of gold. If you doubt me, look back even inside your own homes. How often do you as parents want to just grant that freedom to your children? Oh no, hell no. They grow up, they get to a certain age where de facto you observe that there is no way you can hold them back anymore, and you are forced to let them go. Forced to let them go. That is exactly what happens. It is the same thing when it comes to a people taking their freedom from the hands of the oppressor. They wouldn't give it to you on a platter of gold. They will multiply these lies. So for those who have kept saying, oh, they are just doing things, no, you heard Pastor Chefo very well. My people, protect him. I hope the Cameroon Baptist Convention is taking note and understanding that this man needs their protection. He needs our protection because the truth has just been spoken. I know that the outrage is building, but my people, we don't just have to stoke it there. Like I said in my previous broadcasts, all the angles, the embers of the struggle are concerting right now. All things being equal, one of these days you'll be informed. We as a people have to go back to the streets. We as a people have to put an end to this. We as a people must remember that freedom has a price. And therefore, we must count the cost and pay the price. When this happened, someone who for quite some time now decided to stand with the oppressor couldn't bear it. Just listen to Nijon Frundi.
To destroy everything that is of education in the Northwest. All our children are not here now. And they want them to come pay the heavy bills over there to go to school. So they want to destroy the Northwest. The Northwest is being destroyed by the government, not by Ambazonians. I am an Anglophone, and the Anglophone problem hurts me, touches me right in the heart, because I'm not being given my due rights in this country. Kamto said he won the elections. He wanted to have a press interview. They went and arrested him. The following day, they left him. But when I won the elections here in 1992, they held me under house arrest for 3 months and rained mayhem on the Bamenda people. Something's been hidden somewhere. Mr. Biya should come out and talk to destroy everything that...
Now, don't get confused. I'm not sympathizing with Mr. Frundi, but I'm interested in what he just said. Mr. Frundi has come full circle to recognize that this fight is also about him. To recognize that the only time he will ever be free is in a free Ambazonia, in a free southern Cameroon. Mr. Frundi is coming full circle to recognize that despite dancing Kumbaya, Dimabola, with la Republique du Cameroun, all these years, they have never ever considered that he is worthy of anything, that he should even have a place. He is recalling that they treated Kamto differently from the way they treated him. Who is he? In the eyes of la Republique du Cameroun, Mr. Frundi, you are an object. But what I like is that he recognizes the sacrosanct truth that the destruction that is going on in our land, the desolation that we are witnessing, is by la Republique du Cameroun and not Amba. I think this message is directly addressed to his nephew, his son, Padi Asanga, who is running his mouth left and right because he's thinking that what they didn't give to Mr. Frundi, they are likely to give him. This, my people, should continue to be a pointer. Because I followed, again, Mr. Tibonagi, who was in Cameroon in 1992 when those elections took place. And he says he hopes to be alive at that time when it will be the moment of reckoning and the true records of everything will be put on the table. Because he knows, the United States of America knows that Frundi won the election in 1992, but was denied simply because he was Southern Cameroonian. We have never belonged. We don't belong. And we will never belong. So stop dreaming. Stop existing, my people, and start living. The only moment you start living as a Southern Cameroonian is when you recognize that it is self-determination, independence, and independence alone that will re-establish our humanity. When I talk, some people come and tell me, "As this super right, oh, what do you tell us about your association or your exchanges with federalists?" And when I look at the nature of the people writing, I say, really? It was normal and okay. They didn't find any fault. When my dear comrade Chris Anu received Dr. Munzu on ABC TV, opened the Ambazonia South Cameroonian audience for him to pour federalist ideologies into their minds, that didn't make him a federalist. That didn't make him be against independence. It was normal when he found his way, the same Munzu, into the town hall and spewed all kind of federalist ideation. It's just normal. The same, like the middle Frundi and others. Listen, my people, I'm not about to get into any kind of controversy, but I want to say this. Inasmuch as these people keep talking federalism, I will never cease meeting with them and telling them to their faces just how wrong they are. When you know that you are right and the truth is with you, you don't get afraid sitting with people who are upholding falsehood. And the falsehood involved in this is that Southern Cameroonians will ever be treated as humans if they found themselves in a federal setup once more with la Republique du Cameroun. A federal setup that showed its limits right from day one in 1961. So let us stop this hypocrisy and face what is before us. What is before us is letting the entire world know that the only moment there will be peace in the Gulf of Guinea is when the southern Cameroons would have been liberated from the hands of France and La République du Cameroun. This is the crux of the matter. Not little arguments of you sat with this one, or you didn't sit with that one, or you exchanged with this one, or you didn't exchange with that one. That is totally immaterial. And now, I want to move from Frundi onto another very interesting subject matter. But still within the framework of what defines us as a people. Just take a look at this picture. Because when you sit and you conceive in your minds that we should just continue to be silent, we should just continue to take it, because one day the United Nations or someone in the world will come down and get onto the streets and ask La République's administration that talks to leave our territory. We are dreamers. Nobody will do that for us. We have to do the heavyweight lifting ourselves. The diaspora and the people on ground zero working together. Look, this is Madame Kongso. As we speak, the youngest prisoner ever in the world is in southern Cameroon. This baby she's carrying was just weeks old. Weeks. No, about a week and a few days old when they were taken to the prison in Boya. Her only crime is that sometime in the past, she had an affair with a gentleman called No Pity. That is her only crime. Yet, some people sit, they eat, they drink, and they talk of vivre ensemble. No, no, no. We saw people bring down the DO's office in the south. Not even one of them was interrogated. We have seen them block roads in the west. Not even one was interrogated. But this is Madame Conso. People, hear this from me. When you replace why is this happening to me with what is this trying to teach me, everything will shift. This is the thought pattern that we as Southern Cameroonians have to embrace. We have to stop asking, why is this happening to us? Why is La République doing this to us? Why is La République visiting genocide on our people? And begin asking, what is this trying to teach us? When we ask these questions to ourselves daily, we will understand that what this thing is teaching us is that every time you settle for less than you deserve, you will end up with less than you settled for. Absolutely. You will end up with less than you settled for in the first place. So my people, no half measures. What this thing is teaching us is that the people of La République du Cameroun were never ever our brothers and sisters. They are not our brothers and sisters, and they will never be our brothers and sisters. In their eyes, we have never represented humans. We do not represent humans, and we will not represent humans. So let's immediately stop dreaming and face the reality. And the reality is that we have to do everything within our power. Count the cost and pay the price to have that freedom which we deserve. That is the hard way, and it is the only way for us to live, to exist as human beings. And now, listen to this other man.
Nous, le chef traditionnel du Nord-Ouest, on a renvoyé le ministre de l'administration territoriale pour dire au chef de l'État qu'on n'est pas pour les sécessionnistes, on n'est pas là, et qu'on est unis derrière le chef de l'État pour combattre tous ceux qui causent le désordre. Nous, le chef de...
In case you're wondering who was speaking there, that is somebody who called himself Fonsho Mitang of Bambala. Of course, you know, he is in the company of some people somewhere now. I understand he's having fun somewhere with his son, one of his sons in Bambalang, No Pity. Listen, my people, You heard Shomitang. In case you didn't hear well, let me play back that clip, because you might not have followed carefully, because you could have been doubting who that was speaking. Let's get back to him.
Le chef traditionnel du Nord-Ouest, on a renvoyé le ministre de l'administration territoriale pour dire au chef de l'État qu'on n'est pas pour les sécessionnistes, on n'est pas là, et qu'on est unis derrière le chef de l'État pour combattre tous ceux qui causent le désordre. Nous, le chef de...
So, now that you know that was Fonsho Mitang speaking, you heard him struggling to speak French, a language he can't even speak. And what was he saying? Simply taking sides with the oppressor. That they asked Atanga Ponji to tell the head of state, Mr. Paul Biya, that they are solidly behind him. That they are not secessionists. No. That they are promising their unalloyed support to the head of state to join him in doing what? In wiping us out. Oh yes, that was Fonsho Mitang. And today, some people are talking about royalty. I saw it in the Post newspaper. Outrage. Because royal throne has been desecrated. Was it a royal throne? This man desecrated the throne the same day he made these statements. The same day. And that is why Kavae Yege Jibril told them, go back to your villages. That was a teaser. Go back to your villages. You say you are funds. If you are a fun, you are definitely loved by your people. Go back and meet them. Go back to your villages. My people, you can tell a lie to the world as much you care. You can tell a lie to people around you as much as you care. But take note, you never tell yourself that lie, because you know that it will not take you anywhere. I'm sure Shomitang, because I can't add fun before it. I'm sure Shomitang, where he's seated now, he's asking himself serious questions. And why should he be asking himself questions? Because La République du Cameroun being what they are, you are not even hearing them talk about him. They didn't talk about those delegates in Jan. They are not talking. They didn't talk about the Jew of Batibo. No, they have never completely forgotten. Completely. It is God that even saved the life of Mr. Ongito, who was senior divisional officer for the BLM. Because after he battled his life and recovered, all they did was turn against him and said, you two are amber. Allow me to laugh. Although you don't like me laughing sometimes when I'm saying this, but allow me to laugh. Because I see they say there that there is a condition, simple. A simple condition. Release No Pity's mother and all of the other from the dungeons of the Republique of Cameroon. Release his former girlfriend. Release all the members of the Marine Forces that are in the French Cameroon dungeons. I'm surprised they didn't even say release all our prisoners of war. But my people, trust me, La République du Cameroun would rather let them use Fonsho Mitang for their dinner, use Shomitang for their dinner, than meet these conditions. Because as far as they are concerned, right now he's useless. That is exactly how La République du Cameroun sees all of us. Those who go and pretend to be working for them, this is how they see you. An object to be used. Once you're no longer useful, come on. Just watch and see how much energy they put to try to look for him, the so-called president of the Northwest House of Chiefs. When you refuse to learn, sense will be poured into your head the hard way. My people of the Southern Cameroons, let us continue to build up the momentum towards that global street demonstration, peaceful demonstration across the world, right from the streets of Ground Zero to the streets of all the main world capitals. As soon as the date is released, the modality is out, let us all be part of it. To God be the glory.